2019 has just started, but nutritional advocates are already looking ahead to a scheduled rewrite of the National Dietary Guidelines for 2020. RFD-TV's Sarah Mock met up with an expert for more.
For American wheat growers, connecting with organizations up the value chain who use their product is of critical importance. Connecting with them here in Washington, D.C. is another priority. We're here with Lee Sanders. She's with the American Bakers Association. Lee, tell us a little bit, just start, what are your organization's priorities here in Washington for 2019?
Hi, just to back up, just to tell you a little bit about our organization, we represent the wholesale bakers and their suppliers here in the United States.
Let me dig in a little deeper on those that 2020 dietary recommendation change. Could you talk to us a little bit about where the recommendation is right now, and what are we hoping, or what are you hoping it looks like in 2020?
Well, really great question. We're really lucky in that there's a lot of research about the importance of health benefits of whole grains and enriched grains in the U.S. diet. Right now, the recommendation is for 6 servings daily, with at least half of those being whole grain and the remainder being enriched grain.
The nutrition recommendations from USDA are more than just, an infographic. They actually have impacts on, USDA programs and other things. Could you talk a little bit about just why it's so important to have, good science represented in those nutritional guidelines?
Yeah, that's really so important. And really, the dietary guidelines by statute are the basis for any nutrition recommendations made by the U.S. government. So that impacts school meals, it impacts the SNAP program and the WIC program, Women, Infant, and Children.
Where consumers are interested in reconnecting with the farm and getting kind of more of the farm narrative into the products that they buy every day at the grocery store. Could you talk a little bit about how bakers are participating in that, and how are they working more closely with growers, or how is that relationship changing?
We've always had a really great relationship along the whole supply chain, and so whether they're growers or millers or bakers, we all work together. We know how important that end product is for the consumer once it hits their table and they're feeding their families. I would say that there's been a great almost explosion of new products over the last 20 years. So you see a lot more whole grain products, a lot of versatility in the products so they can be used at every eating occasion.
Thanks again to Lee Sanders for joining us this morning. We'll have more updates for you from here in Washington throughout the day, but until then, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Sarah. And the American Bankers Association and the North American Millers Association both participated in this year's Grain Chain event to showcase the entire value chain for wheat. Last week, the Crop Connect conference